game is, do you think if we'd scraped a draw, it was like a 1-1 against Hearts or like an exciting 3-3? Because everybody was like, the media after the Hibs game were like, oh, what a game, it was great, it was brilliant. And they were all fucking, going crazy over that. And I was like, wait a minute, we were up 2-0 and we've just, what are you talking about? Fuck, it's a disaster. You know what I mean? You shouldn't lose a game at 2-0 and 60 or 70 minutes. You want Celtic to close it off. So I thought it was terrible. But still the unbeaten run continues, and still you're in that mindset of the team are in that mindset of right now it's 69, right now it's 70, right now it's 71, and it's like it is, no matter whether you like it or not, that is a thing. It's a thing that the players think about. It's a thing that's attached itself to the club, and in a way, I think that if we had a similar result against Hearts, that kind of melee, that kind of indifference or the kind of laziness that was creeping in the team might have continued, and it might have continued into the next few games, leading into very, as you just said, 2 important games against Aberdeen and Sevco. Now that we got pumped by Hearts, it's shaking that stirred the hornet's nest in a way, and everyone's going, oh fuck, we've got major issues here. Look at him, he's absolutely terrible. Look at it, let's shake it up. And now we have to ring the changes, and you saw it for Thistle, and it was now beating a team at the bottom of the table is no great shakes. Thistle is shite at the moment, so we're not going to go, it's fine. You know what I mean?
I think guys like Azure will get another start because he looked pretty fucking good. I'll tell you right now, Boyata didn't look like he could hold his jock.
I'd have Ayer all day over Boyata. I'm sorry, I don't want to see Boyata back in the team. I think Simonovic needs a rest. But seriously, man, they need fucking Boyata is not good enough. And I've heard other people go, he's
nice.
He's not good
Azur's
enough.
Nice, but he gives you big size. He's a young kid. He looks like he should be out there, man, consistently out there. Simonovic, I feel as comfortable as a dude wearing cactus underwear, man, when he's out there. It's fucking, my stomach hurts a little bit. I mean, he has been so off form for a while now. It's not even funny, but Brendan just keep floating him out there. He puts the kid Azure in there, and he looks great. And now, now you look at Boyata and you're like, man, Boyata. He even makes Boyata look a little better.
Yeah.
So I think Azure needs to stay in the lineup. I don't give a shit if Simonovic is healthy or not. He's not better than this kid right now.
Yep.
Right now. Here's another guy who's a little bit off the boil lately is McGregor.
He's been a bit quiet.
He had a bit of a shit game against Hart.
And Dembele's been quiet as well. I mean, look at last season, Dembele was on fire. I was raving about him. He's going to get transferred here, there, and everywhere. Leading up to Christmas, we were like, he's going in January now. No one's talking about him. Everybody's talking about Edouard, and with good reason, because the boys get. But you make a good point about McGregor.
Nobody's really talking about McGregor. And it's kind of like he's really slipping under the radar, but his form is really flattened, man. I mean, really flattened. Like, you came in there, you watched Armstrong against Thistle, and you noticed Armstrong right away, but it was like, if there's ever a club McGregor should make an impact against, it's fucking Thistle, man. That's a midfield he should run all over. And he wasn't really fucking. It was like, I'm looking like, is he out there? Is he really starting?
Yahmpy, I said that last week about him. I don't think he's a regular. He's not. You don't say McGregor. You look at Brown. Yes, he's in the team. You look at the way Forrest is performing. Right, he's in. You look at. Yep. You look at obviously Lustig and KT. You put them in without too much worry. Lustig can have. I've always said I'm worried about his positioning and some of his decision making, and he does ball watch in some of the more important games. But all in all, you don't worry when you see their name. You see Boyata, you worry. You see Simonovic now, you worry. You see McGregor, and you're like, meh. It's not like you worry about him, but it's not like you're like, oh, he's got to play. You look at Brown.
Are we going to get anything out of this guy today?
Exactly, and that's what is something going on with the team at the moment. It's kind of like this kind of meh. It's this kind of apathy going on. I don't know what it is, and thank God Brown's in there because he does it week to week, man. Even if Brown has a bad game, he's still better than everybody else. So thank God for our captain. Is all I want to say. But you make a good point about McGregor because he's been very quiet. Yeah, that's true.
And you look at Armstrong, and I'm telling you right now, he had a beautiful goal against Thistle. Yeah. But there was a couple other opportunities there. Like, he took one from like 35 yards out and two-hopped it to the fucking goalie, and I'm just like,
oh yeah, no.
What?
No,
What the fuck
it takes more than that. It takes more than, as I said, beating.
I mean, he had a good goal, but other than that, I was like, he's all right. He's sure. At least the one thing I didn't mind was that he was more visible and around the ball and playing fucking harder than what he got out the cracker, man.
Yeah, you noticed him in the game more, and I hope that goal sparks him on, and I believe that it might well do that. Like, what we want to see is him. But if I was Brendan, I would say, right, you did well, and you saw how he celebrated when he scored. It meant a lot to him. I like to see that passion. You see when guys score and they just walk about, you're like, well, come on, it's Celtic, you just scored. But fucking, where's the passion? He's got it. Good. Go out and do it again, and do it again. And if he continues in that, fine. All will be forgotten about if you pick your form back up. Same with Sinclair, and I believe that Sinclair will come because he's got real talent. But you don't want to be going into the games against Aberdeen and Sevco and having those flat performances, because the fans they'll just go, nah. You've got to turn up for the big games. When you pull on the Celtic shirt, you've got to turn up, especially against those, the more important games. And we've got we'll get some very important games coming up, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I wonder who we'll see in defence. We're going to see Compere play. Do you think he's going to play the new boy in the back? Is Armstrong going to hold down a position? Who's going to play up front? Griffiths seems to be out of the picture. Dembele's quiet. Edouard looks as if he's hungry. So it's an interesting time at Celtic.
I wonder if there's something up with DeVries, because it's like, I didn't even notice it till I just went over the lineup. It was like that Connor Hazard got the backup spot for Craig Gordon in the match against Thistle. I thought it was DeVries, and it wasn't. It was Hazard.
I don't think he fancies DeVries, Mike. I don't know why he's there. I don't know.
Why did they sign him?
Did you see they gave him a 4-year contract? Was it 4 years they gave him?
4 years. 4 years, dude. It's like, this dude couldn't get in. If he shot Hazard and Gordon dead, they would still find something man. Brendan's got to see that. Brendan's got to see it. It's one thing if the fan sees it and be like, yo, what the fuck, man? But if the manager don't see that the keeper's on fucking baby deer legs and shit because he's nervous as fuck because he's got two central defenders that couldn't fucking stop a toilet, that's a problem. As a problem, the manager has to be like, yo, I've managed on the big fucking scene, dude. I've been on the big stage. I know what fucking things to look for and what not to look for. And if my keeper don't have confidence in the fucking guys in front of him, I got to change that. And to sit there and say it took 4-0 to Hearts to finally say, okay, this is a fucking problem. After you saw your club get run over by PSG, you saw your team not able to hold possession, or fucking, you had Anderlecht running at you at Celtic Park. You had all these fucking clubs doing all this shit to you. You got to fucking, as a manager, be able to say, you know what? I got to change up the dynamic. These two fucking guys in central defense aren't working.
Yeah.
They're not working. Yeah. They're causing my keeper, who should be a solid keeper, to be fucking unsettled and look like he's just not the guy I had last year.
No, I know. You can see it there. There's definitely a worry there, but hopefully with and you're right, and he will see it. I mean, he will see it. He knows it, and this is what I'm saying. When he goes in to have his meetings with Peter Law and the higher ups at the club, or the board or whatever, he's got to go to them and say, we've got a problem here. You can see it. We need to bolster our defence. To go for Martin Comper, 32-year-old who can't play in Europe, there's got to be somebody else. I don't know. As one of the questions I put on Twitter, is Ayer ready to hold down a mainstay place? Can he play in Europe? Is Ayer ready for Europe? I don't know. I mean, is Ayer ready for Europe?
He's 19, dude, but you know what? I mean, the keeper sure looked a hell of a lot more confident with him in the fucking lineup than he did with Simonovic.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't know if he's ready to play in Europe yet. I don't know if he's ready to play in Europe yet. He's a young boy, so if he's not, I'll be putting Tweedledee or Tweedledum in there. I don't want to be disrespectful, but that's how they've been playing recently, given how Simonovic played against Hearts. It was one of the worst defensive performances I've seen from a centre-back in Celtic in a long time. I mean, the guy was all over the place, falling over. letting people run through him, going to mark a guy who's already marked. I mean, my 5-year-old can mark better than he marked in that game. So
do why stuff, man. Jesus,
I don't know. I'm worried about going into the Europa League with either of those two at the back. I really am. I don't know what's going on.
Well, thank God we signed a guy who can't fucking play in there.
Well, that's what I might be wrong, and I'm sure there's people on Twitter that might say, "Look, you know,
I don't think you are.
I think he's tied for Europe. I don't think he can play in Europe for us." So I don't know. I want to see these guys get in. I want to see Ayer do well.
All right, let's bring it home, Daddy-O.
Sorry, I just muted my mic by mistake there.
That's all good, man. That's what the fucking Vinos will do to you after a while.
All good. So listen, we've got games coming up. Now we'll cut it short because we are on the timer, and I can hear my dogs barking. You can hear them going tonto in the background. But we've got games coming up against Aberdeen. We're at home to Aberdeen and we're at home to Rangers, and I really expect us to. We've got to do well in those games right up. If we can go into the new year and do well in those games, we're in a great position, man. If we drop any of those points in January, the heat is going to be on the club, the heat's going to be on the board, and we need to do well. We need to do well right up until January because they don't want the spotlight turned on them.
Yeah.
So Yahmpy, look, let's wrap it up quickly. We've got to get into January with those victories under the belt, because if we do drop any points, there's going to be real pressure on the board. There's going to be real pressure on the club. What do you think?
Or you're bringing in older guys and stuff. You need to give the fans a sense that the money, that all this friggin' money we've won from Europe, from Champions League, 29 million, 30 million, whatever the frig it is, all this money we keep rolling in, that it needs to be built for a club, not a fucking hotel, a club with players that can fucking steady thing so we can keep this 10 in a row thing that we want so bad rolling. To do it not just in Scotland, to do it in Europe, so we're not fucking getting embarrassed all the friggin' time.
Yeah.
It's got to be. It has to go to another level. The club has to show commitment to players and spend money.
I agree, mate. I agree. Look, we're coming into very, very. As I said, I think the club are at a crossroads at the moment in terms of the squad, in terms of the personnel. Brendan Rodgers has decisions to make on who's staying, who's going, and the fans are looking at the central defence saying, "Okay, you get this guy in for $1 million. That's pretty cheap, even by other clubs." Okay, the lower clubs in Scotland will say $1 million's a lot, but to most clubs, $1 million's not. I think I'm always on the side of dig deep. You know what I mean? It's short arms and deep pockets. It's time to turn it the other way around. Get in there and spend some money on some good defensive players, young goalkeeper, another central defender, and if they bring in a winger or a very talented midfielder, fine, because we need to put the heat on some of those boys. And it looks as if that's competition for places isn't quite what it should be, given that some players aren't up to it. Like, you've got McGregor, who's a bit quiet, and Bellick is a bit quiet, and there's no one on the left. Now, Johnny Hayes played well. I want to mention Johnny Hayes before we go. We're going to go quickly. Johnny Hayes came on against Thistle and did very well. I hope to see him come on again. I feel sorry for him. He showed great pace. He obviously he's hungry and he wants to play. So I think there's hope for Hayes yet. And Forrest was quiet. Hayes came in and full. So there's hope there on that side of things. And maybe we'll see Paddy come back soon as well. So look, we lost to Hearts, but there's always hope. Let's hope that Compere comes in and does a job. Let's hope that we go into January and sign at least one or two other good, solid signings, and a win against Aberdeen. I put the Huns to the sword again because they picked up form a bit. Problem is they're still shite, and they've not got a manager. They've not got a manager either, which is hilarious because they've gone nearly 3 months without a manager, which is unheard of for them. So I'm not that worried about them. I'm probably more worried about Aberdeen, but I think we should do okay because Brendan knows the score,
But here's the problem. Celtic beat Aberdeen, and they should. Celtic beat the Huns, and they should. And then they're going to be like, oh, well, why should we, the fucking Lowell and all the Tories on the board and shit are going to be like, well, why should we spend money? We're still winning the league. We could still make a decent showing in Europe. Why should we spend money? Why do we need a defender? We need to fucking spend money. Like this, brother. Hold on. Wait, listen.
Show me the money. Yes!
Peter Lowell. Get a defender! Show me the money! Show me the money! Come on, Peter.
Right.
I love defenders. Show me the money, Peter Lowell.
And on that bombshell,